information to him, and so then he went back on that. Now, in that city council meeting, they told me to they would give everything to Mr. Spoor, and Mr. Spoor would get back with me. Well, he never did that. He never did a letter, so to speak, at all. Now, when me and my son got out of the city council meeting, and I took my son with me just to make sure if I was stopped from Virginia Beach to my home in Chesapeake by a police officer from Virginia Beach, or maybe perhaps him again, to take and, come against me for some reason because I went into the city council. Then turn around, at 6:45, we come out of the city council. On my way home, when I dropped my son off, somebody had called the house and, made a very, very nasty, immoral statement on my phone. And, there was no way that I could trace this back because I had called my son.
Okay, hold on. Let me stop you there, sir. I just have a few questions. So this immoral thing that was left on your phone, you think it was related to these problems you've had with the police?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay.
And yeah, of course, I know they'll cover that up.
Okay. Well, let me just zero in on that for a minute because that's important. Now, irrespective of whether or not you were speeding or not speeding, or in this other incident you had a right to do what you were doing, the police do not have a right to retaliate. So I want to make sure that I completely go over this with you.
Right.
The call came in after this series of incidents with the police?
Yes, sir. It went the night that we were in the city council.
Okay.
There was
and let me just back up.
Police officers in that meeting.
Okay. And the first incident.
They
hold on.
To Officer Baker.
Okay, hold on, sir. And the first incident that you described for me earlier, about 15 minutes ago, began as a situation of a medical emergency. You were traveling to see your daughter at the hospital. You were a bit above the speed limit, but not by much, and you were using flashers, right?
Yes, sir.
And this officer pulled you over and had a very offensive attitude towards you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And was making threatening remarks to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Screaming, hollering.
All right, got it.
Finger flicking his fist.
Okay. So you reported him, Internal Affairs cleared him, and the court still fined you $140.
Yes, sir. And
Okay.
he even used this. He turned it around in court and accused me before the judge that I was being very disrespectful and impolite to him.
And they wanted you to apologize to him in court.
Yes, sir.
And you didn't want to do that.
Well, not really, but I feel like I was forced by the attorney.
Okay. All right. So now, after all these incidents have happened, you got a profane message that was left on your answer machine?
Yes, sir. That was in May of 2008 when we came back home from the city council meeting I did.
Okay. All right. And I need to know exactly what was said in the message. I know you may not want to repeat the words, but in order to assist you, I need to know exactly what was said.
Okay. It was a very gruff voice, and it was saying, "Suck my hairy cock, you son of a bitch."
Okay. Somebody called you. Was it a voice did it sound like the person was trying to disguise their voice?
I think so.
Okay. Would you be able to recognize the voice if you heard it again?
Oh, yes.
Okay. And they said to you, "Suck my hairy cock, you son of a bitch."
Yes.
Okay. Did they say anything else?
No, sir, that was it.
Okay. And did they call more than once, or was it just one time?
Just once.
Okay. And were you able to determine where that call came from?
No, sir.
All right. Do you have any suspicions about where it may have come from?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Where do you think the call emanated from?
I think it really came from either that officer or he had someone to do it for him, because I spoke his name in that session with the city council, so they would know specifically who I'm dealing with.
So you criticized him publicly in front of the city council, and after you did that, you got that call?
Yes, well, in other words, I told the city council that I was not trying to be like vindictive or to be retaliatory, but I wanted to bring this to their thing because no officer in the city should react this way to a citizen.
Mm-hmm.
And so then afterwards, my son and I took him with me for my protection and as a witness also in case he or someone was to stop me. And that way he'd be a witness of what happened, what went on. And then I could have the officer charged if they did anything to me, and I'd have a witness, my son. And so when he got home, and then I dropped him off, then I come back home, and that's when the message was on the phone.
Okay, and did you, in describing your story, tell the city council that you felt the officer was incompetent, unprofessional, or anything like that?
I told him that it was not becoming of a police officer.
Okay.
To react to a citizen like that.
Right.
That I felt that the officer was there to help in the time of need.
Understood.
That he was a public servant.
Okay. All right. I think I have enough information to help you, and